Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for Arkansas News Now. I'm Ashley King, and look who it is. Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon
Hello
with
there.
us on Arkansas News Now. And this is going to be, this is like a done deal. This is from now on.
Right, we signed the paperwork. I'll be here noon and 12:30, as well as 4 to 5 and 6 to 7.
Yeah, a little bit of a
We've
change.
done a little shuffling around. You'll see some faces shuffled around here every so often.
I demanded this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I said,
All right.
I'm going
It's in
to
your
need
contract.
Tom to hang out with me during the noon show. That's
All right.
how it happened.
Well, thank you. That's how it good. Thank you so much.
Just if you were wondering how you ended up here.
Yeah. Well, no, it's actually not bad. I worked last Friday. It had been a while since I'd done a new broadcast, but I'm happy to be here. It's good stuff.
Well, we're going to have fun.
Especially since I don't have to come in at 10 o'clock anymore. Right. Let's get to your weather. For those of you that are making your outdoor plans today, if you have any, this is what you get. Beautiful blue sky, lots of sunshine out there. This is what I referred to up top at 12 o'clock, a Chamber of Commerce kind of day where you've got highs in the lower 70s, you've got sunshine. We're at 64 right now. The system that brought all the rain, we picked up an inch or two. We could use a lot more. That system's well away from us, and high pressure is settling in over the next several days. We'll top out around 70 this afternoon with the sunshine. We'll drop off into the 40s once again later on tonight and the next 3 days, really, with today about 72 Tuesday, and we'll be back up close to 80 by Wednesday. Rain chances do enter the forecast on down the line. Spotty chances of rain for the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Ashley.
Thank you, Tom. This afternoon, police are investigating a shooting in Stuttgart. It happened during yesterday's Easter in the Gart event. Stuttgart police say just after 7:20 p.m., dispatch started getting calls about shots fired behind Holman School. By the time officers arrived, there were, quote, injuries already headed to the hospital. Right now, we're working to learn more on how many people may have been shot. If you have any information, you're asked to call Stuttgart police. And Sherwood police need your help finding a missing man. Antonio Dickerson was last seen at a local area hospital after being discharged. You can see him here on your screen. He hasn't had any contact with his family for several weeks. If you or anyone you know has any information, call Sherwood police. And the Conway Fire Department is reporting an early morning fire at Conway Regional Medical Center. The incident happened around 6 and involved a cooling tower on the lower level near the emergency department. No patients, visitors, or staff were hurt. To protect everyone inside, crews evacuated the emergency department and placed it on temporary diversion, while hospital services were consolidated to other areas that were not impacted by the fire. The affected area has now resumed full operation. Meanwhile, take a look at the aftermath of an explosion that rocked part of South Arkansas Friday. The truck hauling oil caught fire outside Taylor Tire and Smackover between Camden and El Dorado. Photos shared by Dorian Jimenez and Carter Brooks show heavy damage and debris scattered across the area. The driver was able to get out safely, but another man was treated for burns. Investigators are still working to determine what sparked the explosion. And a controversial firing at the University of Arkansas is renewing debate over free speech and academic freedom. The university terminated Professor Dr. Shirin Saidi over a social media post she made last year referencing Israel, Gaza, and Iran. Administrators claim those posts included violent and discriminatory language. Dr. Saidi is now appealing the decision, which overruled a faculty committee's recommendation in her favor. Her attorney argues the dismissal has less to do with policy and more with politics.
I see it as the university is just bowing to the political pressure of the Republican Party and off-campus political activists here in Arkansas. From my perspective, a jury is going to see the facts very similarly to the way that the faculty committee saw the facts. I think that the administration of the University of Arkansas is ignoring that to their peril.
University President Jay Silveria made the final call, citing concerns that school could risk losing state funding if its response to anti-Semitism is viewed as insufficient under Arkansas law. Arkansas lawmakers head back to the Capitol Wednesday for the state's fiscal session. More than 130 bills are already on the table, all centered on setting the state's budget. Debates are expected over public education, school vouchers, and Medicaid as Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders proposes a $6.8 billion spending plan, with the lawmakers also eyeing possible income tax cuts later this spring. The recount comes as Arkansas lawmakers return to the Capitol on Wednesday for the state's fiscal session. More than 130 bills have already been filed. Are getting ready to deploy to Southwest Asia. Send-off ceremony for the 142nd Field Artillery Brigade is happening this morning. The unit will be supporting Operation Spartan Shield and Inherent Resolve, focusing on security and the fight against ISIS. At UAMS, doctors are not just helping patients recover, they're helping them thrive. One man from Lone Oak knows that firsthand after a life-saving liver transplant gave him a second chance and even led him to a gold medal. THV 11's Carter Thweet shares how that transplant changed his life and put him back in the game.
Probably about now 8-9 years ago, when we met him, he was actually very sick.
That's what Mauricio Garcia, Gastroenterology and Hepatology Division Director at UAMS, remembers about meeting Jan Freeby of Lone Oak, or as Freeby remembers it,
I was quite swollen, didn't know what was going on.
Fluid buildup from a condition called refractory ascites made it difficult for Freeby to go about his daily life.
When you can't get in and out of your car underneath the steering wheel, then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Freeby came to UAMS for the first time in 2015, beginning a long process.
It came probably the most difficult time, which is once you are listed for liver transplant, is that waiting time until you get called for liver transplant.
Freeby describes that time as making sure he was in proper shape for a transplant, with a lot of bumps in the road. But finally, 2 years after his first visit,
I had 2 other calls, I guess you'd say, for a liver, which they didn't work out. It was either me or the liver wasn't good. The third one was the charm.
In the 9 years since, there's been a transformation.
I'm good. I don't have any difficulties throughout the day.
And now Freeby stays busy, joining others with similar experiences every year to compete in the Transplant Games of America. He loves pickleball, but in 2024 signed up for cornhole and won gold. He gives much of the credit to UAMS and Dr. Garcia.
The best place in the world. Come on over here. This is my second home.
I think for me and for the whole team has been very rewarding, because it's why we are here for, is to offer these opportunities.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Carter. April is National Donate Life Month, and Freeby says he understands some people are skeptical of organ donation, but he's in favor of it, saying it can save many lives and already saved his own. After the break, we'll show you how doctors are experimenting to try and find new ways to treat ALS.
And on this beautiful Monday afternoon where we have a lot of sunshine, we had some rain over the weekend that really helped with those burn bans. Lots of counties have been dropped, but we still have a few here in central Arkansas. After the break, we'll take a look ahead and try to find that next chance of rain.
Jeff Vierstra isn't afraid to ski down an iceberg off the coast of Chile or skydive over British Columbia. What does frighten him is his family history.
My mom died of ALS, and all of her siblings did.
And how old were they?
They were in their late 30s and early 40s.
ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, is a progressive disease that causes the nerves controlling muscles to deteriorate. Over time, a patient loses the ability to walk, talk, and eventually to breathe. Vierstra and his sisters all tested positive for a genetic mutation that made it likely they would develop ALS.
Living with that sort of like cloud over you is like mentally and emotionally like really difficult.
Both his sisters developed symptoms. They took part in a clinical trial at Columbia University for an experimental treatment targeting the mutated gene. Neil Schneider, the doctor leading the trial, also examined Vierstra.
We did electrical testing and EMG, and there were abnormalities on the EMG. We thought this meant that this was an early sign of disease onset and that he was at risk for developing full-blown disease.
Dr. Schneider offered Vierstra the same experimental treatment given to his sisters in what would become the first known attempt to prevent ALS.
I jumped at the opportunity to do that.
You're thinking, let's be proactive.
Yes.
Every few months for the past 3 years, Vierstra has been receiving infusions in his spine that target and disable the mutated gene. Both of Vierstra's sisters eventually developed complications of ALS and died.
I think for them, like, it actually extended their life.
As for the previous mild abnormalities seen on muscle testing,
we repeated that study a year after the abnormality, and it had normalized.
Now 41, Vierstra has not developed ALS, outliving many of his family members.
How big of a deal is this?
Oh, I think it's a very big deal. And I think there's real hope and opportunity and to make this at least a livable disease, one that isn't fatal.
He continues to work as a scientist as well as ski, hike, and travel the world.
What are you thinking?
Well, I feel like I'm getting another lease on life, and maybe this actually is working for me.
Dr. John LaPook, CBS News, New York.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Beautiful Monday out there. A couple of more really nice dry days, and then we'll head down the road and expect a few showers and storms, and with rain in the forecast for the latter part of the week heading into the weekend. If you haven't done so already, Live Radar 24/7 allows you to stream live radar coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If we have storms, you can turn on Live Radar 24/7, a part of the THV11 Plus platform, and track those storms with us. Just take a snap of that QR code right there and learn how you can download Live Radar 24/7. Won't need it over the next few days, but again, heading into the weekend, we are going to see yet another chance, and that's going to help. The more rain we can pile up between now and then, we'll see more burn bans disappear. And I think we'll probably see a few more go away this afternoon, but a good part, really most of northern and north central Arkansas, with the rain that we had, 1 inch, 2 inches in some regards, have helped out. But we're still in a drought. We still need plenty of rain, and we will see that chance coming about toward the latter part of the week into your weekend. But between now and then, beautiful spring weather, sunshine, pleasant afternoon, nice stretch of dry days, more than likely until Thursday. Let's say Wednesday, Thursday. Very small chance of rain begins to come back into your forecast. Now tomorrow, if we go from 72 to a 77-degree temperature on Wednesday, we are going to warm up. High pressure will move away, more of a southerly component to the wind at this time of the year. Yeah, it's going to feel a little bit more sticky. There's that high sitting on top of northwest Arkansas. The flow around the high pressure area, northeast wind at the surface, is providing us, of course, with drier air and a very, very nice day. Clouds continue to move out of southeast Arkansas, mainly the high-level variety, so we'll be sunny for the most part heading into your afternoon hours. Rain chances over the next several days. We begin to see them creep back in here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. And right now, there's not an organized system that is going to push through. It looks as if it's going to be kind of piecemeal. We'll have slight to scattered chances late week into your weekend. Let's start with Friday. And again, 1 or 2 spotty storms Friday night into Saturday. Again, 1 or 2 showers, possible thunderstorms, and that looks like it'll linger into your weekend, at least latter part of the weekend on Sunday. Highs this afternoon. Sunshine and a coolish type of day. Look for readings in the lower 70s, lower to mid 70s. Go 72. Pleasant. Let's call it that. That's what it really is. Tonight, mainly clear. You'll catch that waning gibbous moon in the sky in your THV 11 7-day forecast on down the road. The percentages are there. They're not big. Small chances of rain between now and your weekend. High temperatures going up back into the 80s. And yeah, overall dry conditions. We could use, again, a big system to bring us a soaking rain. That doesn't look like that's the case just yet. Ashley?
Tom, thank you. The Artemis 2 mission is scheduled to make a historic loop around the moon today. In just a few hours, the crew is due to make its closest approach to the moon, more than 250,000 miles from Earth. Mark Strassman reports from the Johnson Space Center.
Well, it might have been a rough weekend for Dave Van Horn and the Diamond Hogs, but plenty of programs up in Fayetteville excelling, including an Arkansas gymnastics team looking to punch their tickets to nationals. We'll head out there after this. Well, no way around it. A rough go of it as of late for the Diamond Hogs. They've dropped 6 of their last 7, including losing a series at Auburn this weekend. You know who did manage to beat Auburn on a diamond this weekend? That's right, it'd be the Arkansas softball team, and they're still going. 2 games played, 0 runs allowed from the staff in the circle for the Razorbacks. They won 10-0 on Saturday, clinched the series over Auburn with a 4-0 win yesterday, and go for the sweep tonight at 6.
It's great to win. It's hard to win. And so we will enjoy this, but we will be eye on the prize of getting, the third game and knowing that we're going to get, the toughest version of them yet. And it's going to take everything that we have. So we'll be very focused on that.
And Ryan Silverfield and his Razorbacks wrapping up their first scrimmage of spring ball over the weekend. All kinds of new pieces for Silverfield and his staff to dissect. He did make sure to mention, though, his running back room, which features a trio of current Hogs who spent their high school years right here in Central Arkansas.
Braylon Russell, I've talked about, he's trimmed down. He's playing hard. His effort has been tremendous. Cam Settles, running back last year who I think his red shirt got burned with 6 or 7 games, but playing sparingly. But, man, he's a young running back that's doing a lot of things, catches the ball really well. All right, and then T.J. Hodges is another true freshman that the first couple weeks, big guys trying to figure it all out. Now he's getting settled, and you get to see some of his speed and tenacity.
And to the gym backs. Arkansas gymnastics in the Lexington Regional Finals yesterday with Oklahoma, Ohio State, and Missouri. Razorbacks needed to finish in the top 2, and they did just that, finishing just behind Oklahoma to punch their ticket to NCAA Nationals for the 10th time in program history. So now here's what it lies ahead. Arkansas will be one of 8 teams headed to Fort Worth. Those national semifinals start on April 16th.
Well, jumping back into the Artemis 2 mission and how it's scheduled to make a historic loop around the moon today. In just a few hours, the crew is due to make its closest approach to the moon, more than 250,000 miles from Earth. And Mark Strassman reports from the Johnson Space Center.
The 4 of us have looked at this moon our entire lives, and the way we are responding to what we are seeing out the window, it's amazing.
For Artemis 2, this moonshot has become a thrill ride. The moon keeps getting bigger, and a waxing moon means a waning planet Earth behind them. That's you and me and everyone else.
It was a half Earth, then it was a full Earth, and then it was a no Earth.
Now this was a long-distance conversation. The crew, then 180,000 miles from Earth, telling us about their ever-changing perspective.
We've all watched a waxing moon from Earth. What's it like to watch the moon grow from space?
We were catching glimpses of the far side, the side that you can never see from Earth. It just looked different out the window, and that is wild. It just really put our place in the universe in perspective.
Tonight, their Orion capsule will curl around the moon's far side. The crew will come within 4,000 miles of the surface. The moon's illumination will be roughly 20%, and the crew will spend 3 hours taking photos of the lunar landscape.
You get the play.
We watch them practice their photography before launching, sometimes using poster boards of the moon as a target, other times an inflatable moon hanging from the ceiling.
They're going to use a camera that looks just like this with a pretty big lens.
Paul Reichert is the mission's photography instructor.
And they're going to take a lot of pictures of the moon, probably over 10,000 in the 3 hours that they're going around it.
10,000?
10,000. You want to start at the side that the moon is disappearing first, because if you don't get that side, you're going to miss it, because you're going to travel past it.
The crew will capture areas of the moon never glimpsed before by human eyes.
You'll be on one side of the moon, everyone else on Earth will be on the other. What do you hope the rest of us are thinking about?
For me, it leads back to gratitude. Gratitude that out of this huge universe, we get to live together on Earth, planet Earth.
Early this morning, the capsule's trajectory pulled within the moon's sphere of influence. For the first time, the pull of the moon is stronger than the pull of Earth. Then again, the pull of the moon is what this mission is all about, and why millions of people are expected to follow the lunar flyby.
That's a great milestone for us.
The world will be enjoying the view at that point, won't they?
We're all going to be enjoying the view. And I hope the rest of the people of this country and of the world get to share in that experience.
On the far side of the moon, the crew will set a new long-distance record from Earth. And while they're back there, there's no line of sight with Earth, so no communication for a time. 40 minutes of radio silence. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Houston.
Yeah, that's a pretty blue sky out there. All of the pollen has been wrung out of the atmosphere, but more pollen is coming up this week. Coming up after the break, I'll have a look at your extended forecast as we look ahead to the weekend and any more rain chances.
Welcome back. The UCLA women's basketball team took home the national championship over the weekend. The head coach of UCLA's women's basketball team says she has a calling, not a job. Bruins head coach Corey Close tells CBS News the team learned some hard lessons after failing to advance past the Final Four last year.
We literally talked about our goals one time last summer and then reverse engineered that and focused on the character and the habits and the selflessness it was going to take to get there, and it came to fruition.
After the game, the players took part in the traditional cutting down of the nets ceremony. It's the program's first national title since 1978, before the NCAA era. Wasn't even a close game.
It's nice to see a team that's not UConn or South Carolina
Yeah.
to win the national championship.
Right, and then we have a big game tonight, too. Starts at 7:50, the men's national championship game.
I was surprised that Arizona lost.
I know it,
Like
yeah.
world beaters.
So UConn and Michigan tonight.
Yeah, go Michigan.
Yeah, I think I'm pulling for Michigan, too. I think they're probably going to win it.
Oh, you're wearing Michigan blue, I guess.
Well, I didn't do that on
Blue,
purpose.
Yeah. Michigan fan.
I know. It's just who I think will win.
7-day forecast. Here you go. Well, how about this? We'll leave you with the highs today in the lower 70s. Everybody in Arkansas has a beautiful day expected with sunshine and pleasant conditions. We will carry this over through tomorrow, the middle part of the week. But by the end of the week, we'll incorporate a little bit of rain in our forecast. We'll have the latest for you coming up at 4, 5, 6, and 6:30 and 10 o'clock. We have a few more newscasts today.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You'll be back here at 4, right?
I will.
All right.
I think. Yeah.